All right, Cheeser Sloan, welcome to another XDefiant gameplay. Going to be running the M16, some domination on. I think this map is. Oh, I can see it, Liberty. I was like, I think this map's called Liberty, and I can see it on the scoreboard there. Yeah, actually, back-to-back gameplay videos, like pretty close to each other on a game. Wow, that's kind of crazy. Can tell I'm having fun with it. But this is going to be kind of a part two, somewhat, to the first video I did, which was mostly on the first impressions, and I'm going to talk about a few of the things that I didn't really get to in this one, and also talk about the M16, because of course that's the one I'm using in the gameplay, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So let's get around to the M16 first. So I was using the P90 a lot. I believe both the gameplays in the last video were P90 gameplays, and I was having a lot of fun with the P90 and wanted to keep using it. It still might be my favorite gun. But I got all the attachments on it, and I've been trying to work on that. I've been trying to get all the attachments for each of the guns, because it's quite a bit of a grind in this game. Even though there's not that many weapons, the weapon leveling's very slow. Luckily, I think they're doing another double XP weekend this weekend, which I'll definitely have to get some games in, because it is pretty slow. Actually, before I get to the M16, quick tangent, because this is just kind of a perfect segue for it. That's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Was the slow weapon progression. I do think that they could amp that up a little bit. It doesn't necessarily have to be like the double XP rate should be the normal rate, but at least like 1.5 times what we have right now would maybe be a good middle ground, because yeah, there's not that many weapons in the game and right now, and it's also like a free-to-play game. So, like, it's not too bad. I can understand why they're a little grindy, but at the same time, I do think there's a bit of a middle ground to hit, and I think that they're a little bit off of it, because I have some pretty good games. I have some good score per minute games, and you know, getting a lot of kills with certain weapons, and I'll go up like one level, and in a whole like crazy match I play, I'll go up like one level, and I'm just like, dude, that just does not feel very good. So that was something I wanted to mention. I hope they adjust that. But moving on from that, talk about the M16s. So moving on to the AR side of things, of course, P90s, SMG, and I think the SMGs are in general really good in this game. A lot of the ARs are pretty good too. And I think the ACR and the AK get a lot of, you know, they shine a lot in this game. They get a lot of popularity, a lot of people running those weapons, and they are really good. And I do think they are probably the best, like, all-around ARs, like jack of all trades ARs, any type of, you know, situation. I think those guns are probably the best, but I think the M16 is really good, kind of underrated, and I think it could potentially, if you use this and get like really used to it, and then get like the high-level attachments on it as well, probably, I think this could potentially be, with enough practice on it, maybe the best AR, or at least in like certain situations. It's really good. You can get some absolutely crazy kills with this thing. I believe it can one burst if you hit literally all headshots, which isn't going to happen very often. It's not a very realistic scenario, but the fact that it's, you know, possible to do that is crazy. The time to kill that you would get if you did that is crazy. As far as like automatic and burst weapons go in this game, it'd be an insane time to kill if you get that one burst. Now, what's more likely to happen, I believe one headshot, I want to say. I think a lot of the ARs, it's like 2 headshots or 3 headshots. I'm pretty sure for the M16, it's 1 headshot will actually reduce your bullets to kill. So I believe the M16 is generally a 5-shot kill. 1 headshot will make it a 4-shot kill. And then again, like I said, if you hit literally all headshots, you can get the 1 burst. But the 1 headshot isn't that hard to get, and that already improves the time to kill a lot, and helps on one of the downsides, because one of the downsides of the M16 is that its base time to kill with all body shots is a bit lower than the other ARs. It might even be the slowest, and not by like a big margin, but it's down there. But a lot of the other ARs, you have to work in 2 or 3 headshots to lower the time to kill. The M16, the fact that you only need to work in 1, I think is actually a huge advantage that this gun has going for it. And makes it a lot better, and makes that like effective time to kill. Again, it's not that hard to work in like 1 headshot in a gunfight. It makes that effective time to kill much better, and makes it a lot more competitive with the other ARs. Makes it a lot closer, and the base time to kill is already like not bad, but it makes it even better. So, and the damage fall off with this thing as well. The other ARs, the damage range fall off is like a lot worse. The M16 you should have a lot more success with at range. It has like hardly any recoil as well. I like the reload on it. It's very nice. This gun just has a lot of things going for it. I think the ammo management is generally a little bit better too, with it being a burst gun. It's really easy to just absolutely send through ammo in this game. I think this being a burst gun and with the quick reload as well makes it a little bit easier to manage. Just a lot of things going for it. And it gets to the point where, yeah, the niche of this gun is supposed to be like the longer range, but honestly, you can get pretty cracked with this. Work it at mid-range. You can get some pretty crazy close-range kills too. You can kind of do what you want with it when you get attachments on it and get used to it. And it's a lot of fun. I gotta say, it's a lot of fun. I've always been like a burst weapon guy. I'm a burst weapon enjoyer. Probably comes from running the BR and Halo a lot. The COD4 M16. This reminds me a lot of it. Just a less strong version of it. Ran that a lot way back in the day. BO2 M8, stuff like that. I don't know. Classic burst weapons I really enjoyed. I've always been a big fan of these strong burst weapons. I think this one's very, very good and definitely worth a shot. Like, most people are going to run the ACR or the AK. But if you want to try something different, give this weapon a shot. Throw it on, give it a chance, and I think you can have some pretty good success with it. To stick through the beginning, though, when you have like no attachments, it could be kind of rough. I mean, you could say that for any gun. But once you get through it a little bit, get a few of the starter ones. That's all I have on in this video, I think, is some of the starter, like, no downside attachments, just some of the first ones you get. Makes it a lot better, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, so I'll definitely be running it more on stream and probably throwing up some more M16 gameplays. Okay, a couple of the things, continuing from the first impressions video, real quick before the end of this one, because I only have one gameplay for this one, that I wanted to bring up, is the modes in this game. I'm enjoying playing Dom and Hardpoint. But one kind of negative thing about the game is that there is like kind of a lack of game modes. And I know there's more coming, but it is weird that like TDM and S&D, for example, are not in the game at launch. Like, that's just kind of weird. It seems like something that would be a given for a game like this. And then also, shout out, Cladden left a comment on the last one. And it reminded me of something that if I did go into it into the last video, I feel like I didn't go into it as in-depth as I wanted to. But the aiming on this game, I don't know if he was specifically referring to the aiming, but he said like this game kind of feels, at least on console, feels like a weird like PC to console port. And you know, I can kind of feel that. One problem that I do have with this game, I'm really enjoying it, but it took a long time for me to adjust my settings and get them to a point where they're comfortable. And I do think this game has like a weird controller feel. It's not that bad. Like, after a while I get used to it. I've played way worse feeling like free FPSs like this on console for sure. It's not bad by any means, but there are a few weird like oddities about it. For example, the vertical sensitivity, which I want to say they've actually confirmed that this is like some form of bug. But like aiming vertically when you have like aim assist in a fight, like my vert sense feels so high when I'm not in a gunfight, and then as soon as I get in a gunfight, I swear I'm like slamming my stick downward, and my aimer is not moving at all. Like, I don't know if it's bugged or what, but the vertical adjustments, left and right doesn't feel that bad, but the vertical adjustments feel really weird. And then aim assist too. Aim assist either feels like the strongest aim assist in any game I've ever played, or somebody will be in the middle of your screen near no cover, and you will get absolutely jack shit. It's really weird, really weird. Some things that they could clean up. That being said, having a lot of fun with the M16, having a lot of fun with the game. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and are enjoying it too, and see you in the next one.